Ravindra Kumar Swami.
Okay, thank you. Now I am going to share my screen.
Now you can share, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon to everybody present on this seminar, web seminar, particular webinar. Respected Professor Samput Swami from Pondicherry University, chairperson of this session, and respected paper presenters, those who have given their papers to present it on webinar, and teacher of Commerce Department, PIT, Mohammad Khurshid, is my student, now he is teacher. So he is the coordinator of this particular session. So at the outset, I would like to congratulate the Department of Commerce, KIT University, for organizing this type of webinar in the time when the entire world is under lockdown. As Sampad sir told, we are given very short time to discuss the issues and challenges and opportunities of this COVID-19. So I would like to conclude within the time allowed to me. There is no issue. Uh, so as we know, lockdown has brought the entire world into standstill for last so many months. Exactly, if you take January, February, March, now it is May. For 5 months, the entire world is undergoing through a situation which it has never seen in the history. So it has become a challenge to all the countries, and India is not exception to it. India is under lockdown since March 22 exactly. Now we are all inside the house or home. We are maintaining social distancing. We are using uh, principles of sanitization, and we are trying to keep ourselves safe from COVID-19 virus infection. Uh, but there are some people who are working, who have been working day in and day out to prevent the spread of coronavirus. They are our healthcare staff, policemen, socialists, and many others. I think it is the right platform to salute them who, without caring their own lives, their families, they are working for us. So on behalf of the entire fraternity of human beings, I salute them and I pray to God to give them strength, courage to meet or to carry out their jobs and keep us safe. Coming to the topic of today's discussion, that exactly lives and livelihood or impact of COVID-19 on Indian economy. As we know, exactly on 24th March, our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, announced only if there is life, there will be livelihood. Jaan hai to jahan hai. But after few days, on 11th April, he changed his statement and restated lives and livelihood both matter. Lives without livelihood and livelihood without lives is not possible. They coexist. They are not mutually exclusive. They are interdependent. So if you analyze these two statements of our Honorable Prime Minister, we can understand we cannot sacrifice one for another. So let us discuss how our livelihoods have been affected during this COVID-19 pandemic or epidemic. And I will divide my entire talk into three parts, that is pre-COVID-19 and what happened or happens during COVID-19, then what exactly will happen after COVID-19. You see our economic status pre-COVID-19, before spread of coronavirus, either in India or in the world. If you see the statistics on the screen, it is unemployment rate was 7.34%, economic growth 4.2, consumption rate 5.7, total export growth was 5.7, and import growth 2.5, and inflation rate 4.54 within the comfortable range. This was the scenario before COVID-19. When I say this is the scenario, India was undergoing a tremendous crisis during that period. If you recall those times, you'll find one thing that consumption was not there in the market because there was an unemployment problem. Manufacturing sector, exactly with respect to automobiles, was affected drastically. And real estate, you know that because of liquidity crisis, that is non-banking financial companies and banks, they didn't provide money because of some problem. So because of so many problems, we had this scenario during or before COVID-19. Now, if you see the another picture here, growth rate of different sectors, I have taken only few sectors here. Automobile sectors, if you see 17.08 growth was there, power was 0.26%, IT 9%, FMCG, I think all of you know that 10%, and healthcare 18%, telecom 7%. It was expected that all these sectors are going to have this percentage of growth in future. It was before pre-COVID-19. Then what happened? Once breakdown, that is breakdown of COVID-19 in the globe, what happened to us? The first point is demand side effect. What is this demand side effect? It is consumption part. When you say consumption part, once the entire world is under lockdown, the income flowing to the people is stopped. So the amount of consumption people were making, now it has gone down drastically. Only essential goods that are required to have our lives, so that is consumed. Again, from my own experience, I tell, when I'm under lockdown, the quantum of things I was using before COVID-19 and the quantum of those things I'm using now, there is a difference. So there is a decrease in consumption. When consumption side is decreased, so there is definitely less demand in the market. So again, another is supply side. You see all factories, manufacturing, service, all that is primary sector, agriculture. So they are all under lockdown. Of course, these days few sectors or few areas where lockdown has been relaxed. So supply side is factories are closed down, production is stopped, only some essential goods are produced. So that also affects the economy of the country. So economy of the country depends on mostly demand and supply factors. So when these two factors are not present, then there is a crisis in economy. Another is financial market. I think all of us know, being commerce and management and other, even people those who are not from management and commerce, they also invest in financial market, in share market. So share price has crashed. Nifty, another BS Sensex, they have gone down drastically. So those who had invested money in those markets, the price has come down, and they are losing wealth. Thereby, their capacity to purchase that has gone down. So that wealth around 10 lakh crore has been lost by the people. This has uh, affected the capacity to buy things from the market. Another is the international trade. If you see the India's international trade, export and import, mostly we export goods to China, United States of America, and European countries. At the same time, we import goods mostly from them. When they are under lockdown, they do not allow us either to sell or purchase. Our companies in India, those who are depending on them, now it is affected. So these are the crises we are facing during this lockdown period, that is COVID-19. Our economic status after COVID-19 expected. You see, unemployment rate before was 7.34, bracketed 7.34. Now, after COVID-19, now it is expected to increase to 27.11%. If this will be the scenario, I think the economy and livelihood is at stake, is at crisis. Government has to think about this, or people has to think about this. Another is economic growth. And if you see the bracket 4.2% before, now World Bank has estimated it will be 2%. Of course, many other ADR, Asian Development Bank also estimated, and Moody, that is rating agency also has estimated. So consumption growth rate, yes, it was 5.7 and 6.2%. There is a positive things in consumption growth rate, but consumption uh, it will increase only in certain sectors, like those sectors which provide essential goods, and those sectors which are dealing with non-essential goods, there is a problem. And export, interesting, earlier it was 5.7, now it's a negative export growth. When I say negative export growth, that means there is contraction in uh, export. If it is 100, now it will come down to 65.4. If it was 10, it will come down to 10 minus 34.6. So that is why it's a negative growth. Negative growth does not mean after zero, the minus. So your growth will come down from the present level. Similarly, import has also negative growth, that is minus 20. It's an alarming situation that will affect our international trade. And inflation rate somehow is within the comfortable zone. If you see the post COVID-19 impact on markets, I had shown you earlier automobiles, power, right? All these sectors had positive growth rate. Now, if you see, every sector is having negative growth rate. So I should not speak about that much. That the picture itself tells the there will be contraction, there will be decrease in uh, all these sectors. Of course, other sectors also face the same problem across the globe. And if you see this picture, India's growth, expected growth by major financial institutions, financial 21. Uh, last, going to the last one, Asian Development Bank, World Bank, International Monetary Fund, Standard and Poor's, Moody's, Barclays, and two colors are there. One is deep green, another is shaded green. And the deep green is the earlier growth rate which was expected. Now current has come down. You see 6.3 to 5.6, 6.6 to 5.3. If you take International Monetary Fund, they have estimated India will have 1.9%. And if this is the expectation in growth of Indian economy, then India has to do something to come out of this. And some sectoral impact also I have mentioned here. Primary sector, I'll mention only two, three sentences on each sector. I'll not take much time. Primary sector, particularly agriculture. Agriculture now is relaxed or is exempted from lockdown. It's a good step by government because we are essential goods, as Sampos mentioned, food, clothing, shelter, all this, particularly food. Unless we have sufficient food in stock, we cannot survive. Whatever stock we had, we consumed. We are consuming it during lockdown. Government has been generous in providing those things freely to the people, those who need it. And that's why uh, agriculture is exempted. Now once they produce goods, agricultural produce, and if it is stuck, inventory will go off. And in the future, once this period is over, pandemic is over, then government will be able to sustain. Another part is interesting, was interesting that poultry farm, I think all of us know that it was misinformation in the market. Social media is responsible for that. That consumption of meat and poultry products is related with infection of what coronavirus. That brought down the price of those products, even poultry products, 10 rupees, 5 rupees per kg. Now it is, of course, uh, because of announcement by government and by the concerned ministers, now that has gone up. That is good thing. And the export of tea, if you see, tea has come down, it's to 8%. Another is, you see, supply chain, that production to the consumer, that chain is affected completely. We have produced, but it's not able to be simply, it is not available to the people, those who need it, because of the disruption, because of withdrawal of transportation, and now it is on the line. That supply chain is another. Rabi crops, interesting that crops has price of those crops have come down temporarily, but maybe in the next 2 3 months, if Rabi crops produce properly, that will bring back again the price for the farmers. And impact on secondary sector, manufacturing sector. I'll take 2 3 points from here. One is materials are not available. We depend for manufacturing companies on materials from China, USA. If those are now not coming because of there is lockdown in China also. China also has not opened up completely. And you see the US and the European countries, they are still under lockdown. If materials not available, then manufacturing not possible. So this will affect the production of what manufacturing goods, particularly automobiles. You see, BS4 and BS6 are our automobiles. BS4 is replaced by BS6 because of pollution. And now I don't know whether BS6 government will adopt that in future or not, because it is not able to be manufactured because of lack of raw materials, because raw materials come from China. So you see, FDA also is not coming up, so our growth is not possible. And if you see the emerging factors, they are the most vulnerable sectors in the entire manufacturing units. They don't have working capital. They are idle for last 3 4 months. They don't have any earnings. They don't have money to pay salary to the employees. So government has to come forward to take care of those MSME. Otherwise, if they do not sustain, 90% of the entire employment comes from the unorganized sectors, informal sectors. If government does not take care of that, so there is a great problem so far as employment is concerned. And service sector, particularly banking sector, NPA will rise. People will lose their job, and people will lose their income. They will fail. Similarly, corporates, those who have taken huge loan from the bank, they will face the same problem. Profitability is affected. Sales volume is decreased. So there is a possibility of NPA. Of course, government has taken some measures. NPA period has been extended. So during this lockdown period will not be treated as a part of period for 90 days to declare it is non-performing assets. And cash flow will not be, liquidity is another problem. Cash flow is not there, sales is not taking place, revenue is not coming. So cash flow is another, liquidity has to be provided to them. And bank deposits are not available. When we do not have source of income, there is no question of having surplus money. So that is a problem. And deposit will reduce. And banks will not extend loan, thinking that that investment opportunities are not there. There is no demand in the market. So there is a crisis also in the service sectors. If you see the 5 4 factors, particularly aviation sector, retail sector, financial sector, realty sector, and automobile sector, all these sectors have been uh, affected mostly drastically by the COVID-19. I'll not discuss in detail. Measures taken by government of India. Generally, three measures are required to be taken simultaneously. One is fiscal measures, another is monetary measures, another is the financial regulators. They have to come into the picture also. Government fiscal policy, if you see the government is providing wages of to 8.69 crores to farmers of 2000 each. Again, 1,000 additional support. There a lot of money government is paying, and government is also going to take steps to reduce tax rate, GST particularly, so that people can do business with surplus income. And at the same time, non-banking financial companies and MFI, they're provided with the sufficient. With that, they can have liquidity. They can go to the market. They can do the business. Once they stand on their own, then automatically they will prosper, or they will survive in the market. So at the same time, another you see SEBI recently China was interested to purchase share of Indian companies just to have maximum shareholdings. A direct route was there to invest in share market, but the Indian government, the foreign institutional investors, if you want to purchase any share of any company, Indian company, they have to go through a SEBI Act. So there is a restrictive. Now we are going back to the controlled economy. So we need to have some control over some areas uh, which were liberated after 1991. So there are so many measures government can take to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic. And the last slide is very important for everybody. That is, everything that a government does or else to do is for the betterment of the beloved people of the country. Is it not our duty and responsibility to be part of it? But people in India, in many states, news and social media, they are behaving abnormally. They are not cooperating. Everybody, all of you, it is not duty of government, the duty of the responsibility of every citizen of India to come forward, contribute to the extent possible to the growth and development of the economy. Thereby, we can survive even if it's a temporary crisis that is due to COVID-19. So I will take this opportunity to thank Professor Sampod Swain, Professor of Management from Pondicherry University. I would like to thank founder of KIT and KIS, Professor Achyut Samant, Pro Vice Chancellor Susmita Samant, and our own teacher, organizing secretary, Professor Jayant Kumar Parida, and all the teachers. I will not take name. Yes, I will take name one by one. Himesh Agrawal, Mohammad Khurshid, and
Thank you,
that
sir.
is Sarita Singh, Giridhari Sahu, Puspalata. They have been working for last so many days to make it a grand success. I hope and hopefully it has been success that shows the smile of Mohammad Khurshid on his face. So thank you everybody for giving me this opportunity to share my views with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hmm.